YouTube. What's good, man? It's your boy Gershon Tactics back with another video for y'all, man. And today I'm at one of my favorite stores I like to go to, Shields. And for those of y'all who don't know what Shields is, it's the Walmart of guns. That's right, the Walmart of guns. So I'm just in here looking around. I ain't looking for nothing in specific. So we just gonna walk the aisles, man, and I'm gonna bring y'all along with me today as we shop around and look. And you never know, we might just find some good deals. We might not find some good deals, but hey, we on the hunt for ammo, gun, knives, whatever, accessories, safes. You know what I'm talking about? We just in here. So y'all come on, and we're gonna take a walk, and we're gonna see what Shields has to offer. So I see they got 7.62 by 5.1. A whole shelf load of it. Y'all check that out. What else they got? 223. Oh, I'm just looking. Just bringing my YouTube fans along with me today as we go on an ammo hunt, gun hunt, knife hunt. You know how I go. $223, $9.99. Yep. You brick, you buy. What's they got? What is this 54R round for?
That's for a Mosin Nagant, a 9130.
9130? Okay. Any one of y'all got one of these? Y'all need ammo for that? Yeah, I see they got the AK ammo, $13.99 a box. Get this look. Eye booger out my eye. I can't be on YouTube without boogers, you know what I'm talking about? So, pardon me. Get myself together. But, back to business. So, $13.99. They got it. For all y'all that's looking for that wolf ammo. You know what I'm talking about? 308, 223. They got it. They definitely got it for all y'all that's looking for it. We just walking around. You know what I'm talking about? So, they got this 5.56 right here for $149. 200 round packs. Full metal jacket, no green tip. You know what I'm talking about? If you, well, actually, I'm tripping. This is green tip. So they got the green tip, 200 rounds for $149. Yeah, man. I like to come to Shields. Y'all let me know what y'all think about these prices out here, man, compared to some of the prices at these other places y'all go to. Got shotgun ammo on deck. See if I can find me some 410 ammo real quick. Got this 9mm ammo. Actually got this Federal for $22.99. Might need to grab me a box of this 9mm. Can't really go wrong with that. You know what I'm talking about? Another box of Federal, the brass. $21.99. See if I can find me some 410. See, they got a lot of 16 gauge. 20 gauge. Haven't ran across the 410 yet. But we're gonna keep looking. I'm gonna keep looking. You know, we get so caught up on guns and ammo sometimes, but sometimes you just need to check out your fishing poles. Good old pan fishing rods. Go down here and take a look at some other fishing equipment. Catfish rods. I don't eat catfish though. You know what I'm saying? Do I have to eat catfish to get a catfish rod? I don't know. Combo. $159. CNC. I don't know, man. Some of y'all fishermen out there tell me on my YouTube channel, man, what y'all think? What's the best rod to get? You know what I'm saying? Gotta work on my fishing. Work on my angle. I want to become an angler. You know what I'm saying? Did I say that right? Yeah. I'm about to tear something up over here. I'm about to tear something up over here. I'm about to tear something up over here, man. I don't know. They're gonna end up putting me out of this joint, man, because I'm about to tear something up. You know what I'm saying? I'm in here tearing these folks shit up. You know what I'm talking about? It's bad when you come to the store and you end up tearing people's shit up. You know what I'm saying? Tear these people's shit up. What y'all think? Man, okay. I don't know. There we go. Trying to look at some other stuff besides guns all the time, and now I'm like, fishing poles. Can't go wrong with a fishing pole, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to tell my audience about fishing poles and what's the best fishing pole I should look at, I wouldn't mind, if you don't mind.
Well, I would love to. I, unfortunately, am more like the heavy lifter in the shop. I can definitely get someone over here that knows a lot more than I do.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just 1 second.
Had to see. I gotta put Shields people on the spot. See if they know they stuff. You know what I'm talking about? We gotta put them on the spot. See if they know they stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But give me a minute and I'm gonna know all about fishing poles and what I need to know. I ain't fished in so long, you know what I'm saying? I hadn't fished in so long that I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, man. Because guess what? Even though I don't eat catfish, I love some bass, you know what I'm saying? All type of other clean fish that's clean to eat, you know what I mean? So, in order to catch your own fish, you need your own pole, you know what I'm saying? So, that's what we doing. We looking for poles. Not the ones like stripper poles, but you know, fishing poles. You know how they go. See, I'm gonna be honest. I'm really a YouTuber, bro. Yeah. And I do a lot of 2A stuff, but I'm trying to switch gears and get into other, you know, fields, fishing, different stuff like that. So I'm just trying to get educated today, man.
First thing I would say, it's hard to beat a spinning rod for bass fishing to start off with.
Okay.
Just because they're a lot more easy to maneuver, I think, than a bait caster, especially if you're just kind of new to the whole thing.
So when you say bait caster.
So when we take a guy like this
Okay.
versus something like this.
You mind if I film while you
Yeah,
talk?
go right
Because
ahead.
I don't want to put you on there without you
No,
saying.
you're good.
Okay.
You're good. So this is going to be one of my spinning rods.
Okay.
And this is going to be one of my bait casters.
Okay.
So a spinning rod is gotta have a tendency to be slower in terms of like retrieve speed than a bait caster. Bait catcher is also going to have more drag, and it's going to be a little bit more precise. However, for really long casts and really small stuff, which is what I recommend starting with bass, this is perfect.
Okay.
And you can also fish relatively big stuff as long as you've got the gear to back it up.
So if you get a relatively big one and he take it out far,
right? So
the retrieve time is going to be slower, is what you're saying. Reeling it in.
A little bit, or just if you're making a cast and you're reeling in a crankbait or a spinnerbait or something like that.
Okay.
It's going to be a slower retrieve speed at the same rate of you reeling it in versus a bait caster typically, and it all depends on gear ratio.
So do you need both, you would say, or which?
I think to be a well-rounded bass fisherman, I think yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Now to get started, I'm always of the opinion that it's better not to overcomplicate things and not to confuse yourself.
Okay.
Because there is so much darn information out there for bass fishing, and a lot of it kind of can contradict itself because a lot of it's opinion, because sometimes we really don't know what the fish are thinking.
So let me ask you this. In terms of brand, does that even matter when it comes to a good fishing rod or not?
It does. I would say for similar price points, once you get to similar price points, it really becomes kind of what you're looking for versus what's offered.
Okay.
I would say there are some companies that make better quality stuff at certain price points, and some companies that make better quality stuff regardless of price point than other companies.
All right, so here's the magic question.
Yes.
Me, being just a simple guy, trying to get into fishing, and just be able to feed myself in the event something happens. Price point, if you just want something basic, not gonna break the bank, what do you suggest?
For a combo?
Right.
I say...
Or what's a good price point to start at that's kind of like, dude, don't be cheap. You know what I mean? Like, dude.
Don't be cheap, but like also don't, you know, exhaust yourself financially.
Right. I'm trying to get the facts, guys. I'm trying to learn here.
I would say around $100 to $120.
Okay.
For a combo.
So my man Jacob say $100 to $120. I'm gonna need y'all to drop something in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about the price. But I trust your expertise. $100 to $120 to get me going.
And that you can buy don't get me wrong, you can buy a good combo for less than that.
Okay.
But I think for performance, longevity, and still not pushing 150, 200, 300, stuff like that, I think that around $100 is going to be your sweet spot for a good starting combo.
So one of these would be within that, or even something like this, because I'm seeing this is y'all brand, right?
It is. Now for bass, that's going to be kind of a smaller reel. I believe that's a 1,000 size reel.
Yeah, it is.
I recommend a 20 to 30 size reel for bass fishing, at least for spinning.
And which one would that be?
So that would be, so like this guy, I believe is Fluger 25.
Okay.
And they're kind of all rated differently on size depending on brand, but for the most part, they kind of stick to a similar.
Now, notice you said 1,000. Now, in practical world, 1,000 would be more than 30. So what's the deal when it comes to size reel? Why is it 1,000 smaller than the 25?
For this rating, it'd be 1,000 versus the 3,000.
Okay.
But for like a Fluger rating, they rate it 20, 25, 30. But a 25 and a 2500 are going to be around the same.
Around the same. Okay.
Real size.
Okay.
It's just different depending on, you know.
And that's pretty much how much line can go on this per se.
Yes, and just how big the whole reel body is as a whole.
Okay. So as far as like bait, because you kind of giving me some idea of this, so this would be a good one to start out with. I'm assuming.
That Fluger is awesome.
Okay.
That Fluger is really, really good.
And this is everyday, all day price, or this is just a temporary sale price on this?
This is a sale price. I don't know when we marked this down. Oh, there.
You break, you buy.
I know, seriously. This is a really good one. I think probably one of my favorites for around $100 is this guy.
The Elite Max?
Yes.
Okay.
So I had something similar to this. I didn't have the same reel, but I had something similar to this rod for a long time.
So let me ask you this, not to cut you off, but does it matter that I'm a lefty?
These can switch.
Okay.
These can switch. So all I would have to do is take that off, switch it to this side, switch it back, and you're good to go.
Okay.
I personally, so would you reel with your right hand or hold the rod with your right hand?
To be honest with you, I probably would be holding it with my left and reeling with my right.
With your right.
Yeah, more than likely.
Everybody's different with that.
But I'm pretty sure if I had to reel with my left and hold it with my right, I could.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could.
But it's whatever. Typically, I tell people, and it kind of gets more complicated when you get into bait catching, but typically I tell people that your dominant hand is the one holding the rod.
I even noticed how you hold it and how you even got your own little rhythm, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I'm a big...
How long you been fishing?
I've caught my first bass when I was 4 with the help of my dad.
And how old are you now?
I am 22.
Oh, so damn, he been fishing for a long time.
I started fishing by myself, or like seriously, when I was around 8 or 9.
Okay.
Begging my mom to take me to the pond, the lake,
right,
whatever.
And you just said, screw it, I'm going out.
Yeah, and then I got my license, and
Do y'all do the licensing here?
Yes, that'll be done at customer.
How much does a license run?
I'm trying to think how much mine is, because I pay for all freshwater package. When I lived in Corpus, I used to pay for everything.
Right.
Which was it ended up being like $80.
Okay.
It's not going to be that for freshwater. I want to say 40, 50.
This is my homeboy, man. Yeah, I'm trying to. He say he a fisherman, man. This is my homeboy, y'all. He say he a fisherman. I don't know. I gotta see his skills.
Hey, man. Hey, next Wednesday. Since it was raining this Wednesday, next Wednesday. Come on out.
I thought it was good to fish in the rain. I heard that. I heard that's the best time to fish in the rain.
You want to get soaking wet?
Fish are already wet.
Yeah, the fish already wet.
Yeah, but you ain't wet.
Hey, so like bait wise, what do bass like that you notice?
So, one of the reasons that there are so many different options for baits is because bass eat a lot of different things in a lot of different areas. So
do you prefer fake bait over real bait?
I have not fished real bait since I was probably 14.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I've kind of transferred exclusively to lures.
Okay, so show me a good lure. What's a good setup?
My number one end-all, be-all, I can't get a bite and I need a bite. So
let me ask you this. Yeah. Did you transfer from live bait because you don't want to consume what the fish?
Not even so much that. It's more of there's kind of a culture around the industry that is bass fishing. Okay. A lot of that culture is basically lures and tricking those fish. And then also I got into tournaments, and all tournaments for bass, for the most part, that I know of, are it's all fake lures.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Gotcha.
But my favorite one, especially with that spinning rod, favorite one that'll catch anywhere, any time of year. Take a little finesse hook. I like the Gamakatsu. This is a 1/0, and you take that and you rig that hook in the middle of that little stick bait.
Right.
And it falls just like that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So is it that you want to imitate a natural pattern or whatever they normally.
To be honest, there's some lures where you're like, okay, I can see that looks like a bait fish, that looks like a bluegill, it looks like a crawfish. I have no idea what they think this is. And I think the reason it works so well is because it can imitate a lot of different things. Because they're opportunistic. They're going to eat any living creature that they can get in their mouth.
But you want it to fall.
Yes. So 9 times out of 10 when I throw this, I don't catch them when I'm working it real fast. I will throw it out there, I'll let it get to the bottom, and I'll hop it up a couple times. And typically, they'll eat it on the fall. So I'll reel down. I'm like, oh, there he is right there. I lean into him.
So on this one, there's no rush on this one. You let it do its thing.
This is a very slow presentation. Yes. But it works 365 days out of the year.
So when you hook it in the middle like that, that's giving them more of this to bite on and get hooked?
Yes, and it's also giving it that action to where like the fulcrum of it is right here, and so this all has room to just kind of work like that.
Gotcha. So in addition to that, what type of stopper would you need to go on the line and all that with that? Or
typically, I throw this weightless.
By itself?
By itself, yep.
What reel are you using?
I'm using, whenever I throw a wacky rig, I'm almost always throwing a spinning reel. Lighter line, 8 to 10 pound test.
So when do you, forgive me for being ignorant, I'm learning YouTube, don't y'all judge me, but when do you get into your stoppers and all that?
It would depend on the technique. So there's another technique that is also one of my favorites that is kind of everybody's favorite, because I think a lot of people get started with this technique. Set these down real quick. And that is a Texas rig. So
I'm learning something. It's called a Texas rig. That's what they call it. Okay.
And this is another one that, I mean, you can catch them almost all year round with. I would say, at least in this state, you can catch them all year round. But basically what you do is you take a worm hook or an EWG or a flipping hook, and you're just gonna thread it on.
Right.
And so it'll sit like that, but the plastic's over the hook eye. And so, like here, I can even do it.
That's how I'm used to kind of rigging them when I was younger. I would rig it something like what you.
So I go in my plastic until it's to that end. It comes out. I thread it all the way on. And so, and I won't do the whole thing, but it's supposed to sit like that. And when that fish bites it, that point's ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they pretty much not coming off of that.
If you hook them well, very rarely do they come off.
Gotcha. Now in terms of line, so your reel won't snap, your line won't snap.
Right.
What, when you fishing for bass, what's the best line to use?
There's a lot of different ones. I think it would depend on technique.
I'm using a spider wire, 17 pound.
Spider wire, yeah. My favorites in terms of line brands, Seagar, Sunline.
You got some you can show me so I can kind of get a general idea of what I'm looking for, man?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say my biggest question is on them damn bait casters.
The bait casters?
Yeah.
And he was just talking about them too.
What do you think about the bait casters?
I love them.
I can't get my shit right.
It's hard, man. It's a learning curve for sure.
Yeah, because I spend more time taking that goddamn birds than fixing that shit.
Now we've got.
So it take quite some time to become a good angler, huh?
Yeah, and then also there's
My bad,
ways
bro.
you can kind of dial it in because.
They can fix dealing with those two brakes.
Yes.
I can fix it to the point to where okay, I got the line will drop straight down with whatever I'm using. But when it comes to casting, it won't go far at all.
Right.
And by the time it does get to at least some point where I would like it at, by the time it hits that water, it slows down. Now I gotta fix that shit.
Right. And that's one of those things, because there's some guys that
I'm learning like a
their
mug.
bait casters
Confused as hell, but I'm learning. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to get it together. I'm going to become an angler. Watch what I tell you. When I put my mind to something, I always do it. And right now, I'm fixated on fishing. I love guns. I'm still 2A to the death. But I want to get into fishing. So, hey, Y'all help me out, man. Drop something in the comments. If y'all some real anglers out there and y'all say y'all know what y'all doing out there on them fishing banks and on the edge of them boats when y'all casting them lines, drop some comments in the comment section and let your boy Gershon Tactic know how do I get in the fishing game and what I need to do and what kind of setup I need to get right, man. It's real life or death right here, man. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. That's what they always told me, YouTube. So, hey, help a brother out. So you say it's 3 different types of line?
There's 3 different types of line that you can use for bass fishing.
Okay.
First one is braid. So it's just basically, you can kind of feel it. It's just basically rope.
Okay.
Zero
Very thin.
Stretch.
Okay.
That's the important thing. And it floats.
What's the weight on it?
This is 20 pounds.
Up to 20
Another thing about braid is, so 20-pound break strength on braid, the diameter is going to be equivalent to 6-pound fluorocarbon or something similar. Okay. So you're getting a stronger line for a lot thinner.
Okay.
And so a lot of guys like that because they can cast heavier line or stronger line further if they use braid. Now, there are some times where fluorocarbon, which is a clear line, is a lot better because of the stretch and the fact that it sinks.
Okay.
When left to its own devices.
So if you had to make a decision, which one would you go for right off the bat?
For a spinning reel, I'd actually do a leader. So I'd run braid to a fluorocarbon leader because you kind of get the best of both worlds.
So you would have it tied together?
I'd have it tied together.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's actually what I run with all my spinning reels.
So is that like maximum strength, you think?
So you get the strength and non-stretch and sensitivity of braid, but then you get the invisibility and the little bit of stretch of fluorocarbon, and it kind of it makes the whole thing kind of come together quite nicely.
Okay.
And I just think it's the best setup, especially for spinning reels, because straight clear line, whether that's mono or fluorocarbon, in a spinning reel does not last that long in terms of like shelf life, like how long it's going to be on that spool and be good on that spool before it starts to slinky up and go bad on you.
Okay, so let's say I'm not using it at all, you know what I mean? Let's say I'm just letting it sit. What's the shelf life of that? Just letting your reel sit up and...
It'll actually start to, what's the word? It'll actually start to obtain the form of that reel, and so it'll like you'll leave your reel in the garage all winter and it's got line on it, and you come back, take it out, and it's going to be curly cued.
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
Gotcha.
So, and especially if even if you're out using it in the sun, braid lasts a really long time on a reel just because it's just rope. But with these resin type lines, the clear lines, they don't last a whole long time.
All right, so to make my conclusion and kind of get some thought on what I need to go with, what is from the fluger reel all the way down to the bait and line, what would it be, everything you would need just to start, just a basic start?
Yeah.
If you wanted to get all the things.
Get all the things, okay. First off, run reel. Then you would need your line to go with it. Then you need your baits. And your terminal being all of the hooks, weights, stuff like that.
Do y'all have any packages with all of pretty much the hooks and stuff that you need? All of them?
Like kits.
Yeah, like a kit. Cause you know this is for the basic fisherman who's just started, a novice that wanna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the best little setup?
I know we typically carry them. I've got like technique specific kits. So like a wacky rig kit or an eco rig kit.
So either one of these will suffice?
Yes, but that could only be used for one technique.
And which technique is this?
The wacky rig, which I showed you.
The one where it just falls?
Yes, and then the Nico rig, which is the exact same thing. You just put a nail weight in one end and it drops a little bit further.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this would basically get you going though?
It would get you going with those 2 techniques, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So with all of this together, with the fluger reel, the weight,
terminal, baits,
everything, what would I be out of? Would that hit the 150 mark, or would I be just over there?
You, depending on what you get and how much you get of it, you could probably keep it under 150.
Under 2 for sure?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
Well, man, I appreciate you, Jacob, right?
Yes,
I appreciate
sir.
you, Jacob.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely going to get my thoughts together and figure out what I what I want to do, man. But I thank you for taking your time out and showing me, man, because I do want to become a angler, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As y'all call him, a good fisherman, man.
Yeah.
And it's been something that's been on my mind lately. So I appreciate that. Now I got my idea of what I want to go with. So I'm just going to compare some prices and look at some things, and I'll let y'all know, brother.
For sure.
Thank you,
Have
man.
a good one. Take
yes,
care.
sir. Yes, sir. Man, that's why I love Shields, man. I love Shields. They're knowledgeable. They don't mind helping you out and teaching you, man. But y'all drop some comments in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. Y'all fishermen out there, let me know what's the best starter kit your boy need. Did Jacob give me some good information? But I'll be back. Y'all stay tuned.